Hey, so today we are starting off with an assignment that will go to our 8th grade and 7th grade leaders from faith families. So I wrote this on the website, but I thought I'd explain it just one more time. So each year in the beginning of May, we have a secret faith families meeting. I bet each of you remember this from kindergarten, where we make a gift for our leaders. So this year we can't come all together to make a gift. So Mrs. Ogden, the 8th grade teacher, has asked each individual class to create an assignment that will give each of these 8th and 7th graders that feeling that we appreciated them through the year. And so what I've done is I found this awesome Grad Libs on Etsy, and I've changed it into its own PDF. So you can go to the PDFs on the website and print them. You do not have to use this Google Slides presentation in order to do so. I am going to put this video and this Google Slides on there just in case you'd rather use those. And what I'd like to do is, for the firsties who are currently watching this, what your job is to pause me after each one to think of your own ideas. Let me give you a little hint. If Mrs. Smith gets stumped, sometimes I'll use the internet and I'll go to a website and I'll say positive adjectives, positive nouns, things like that, so that we make sure that, or kid-friendly things, and then I'll pull ideas from those. So if you're feeling stumped, you can also pause me and go to do that. All right, so the first part is, this is the idea page. So with each Mad Libs, basically what it is you write down a list of ideas without knowing the context, and then you put those words and those ideas into context, and it usually comes out really sweet, a little bit silly, and always fun. Okay, so the other thing I want to remind you of is that it must be school appropriate. I apologize. Sometimes these Mad Libs and Grad Libs are most fun when we get to be super silly, but for this, we need to make sure that we stick to school appropriate. Okay, so this first part is the easiest part. They want my name, so I am Samantha Smith. Now, I did write that I would prefer you do your first and last name. You could also do your number if you want. If you don't feel comfortable doing your last name, you don't have to. But I figure that way they'll really remember exactly who you are. And if you meet again in the future, you could say, oh, that's right, you made me that Grad Libs paper. All right, so the next one says number either 2 or any number above 100. So you could just write down the number 2 or any number above 100. Mrs. Smith chose 153 and a half. And you can write a half by using 0.5. Now you'll notice that my box is a little bit further over. That's because this line is too close to the top. So I'm just going to write over here to make space. So now I need an adjective for a feeling. So I chose dazzled, which means, well, actually the best way to describe it is a group of zebras is called a dazzle, because when you see them and they're all moving together, it dazzles you, it surprises you, it amazes you. Okay, now we need a noun. We need a noun, which will be St. Dominic's School, but we need to add an adjective to describe St. Dominic's School. So I chose itchy St. Dominic's School. So we'll see how that goes. Now we need either the number 9, which I could totally write, or any number above 100. So I chose 143. Okay, and the next one, remember to pause me. I know I'm moving fast, gotta pause me. Number 6 asks us for a verb, which is an action that we like to do in our free time. So I like to play indoor soccer. So that's why I wrote that one. Okay, this next part, number 7, asks for a verb that is like a messaging verb. So we need text, message, write, email. I chose something really silly. I chose telegraph, which is one of the earliest ways for people to message. Now, number 8 is a noun. So this could be exactly where you live, American Canyon, or this could be a place that you wish you were. Mrs. Smith chose Jupiter. That's a little preview about next week's solar system weeks. All right, so now now we need another verb of something we like to do in our free time. Mrs. Smith loves to read books on spelunking. Uh-oh, doesn't really fit. Let's see. I'm going to change the font. Just give me 1 second. Gracious. There we go. So spelunking, sorry that took so long. Spelunking is the action of cave diving, and so I like to read books on cave diving. You probably remember that Mrs. Smith also likes to read books on mountain climbing, so I like to do both, go up and go down. Do I want to do either of those? Maybe not, but I like to read about them. All right, now I need a positive verb. So this is an action that displays positive feelings. I chose guffaw, which is a big silly laugh. And now a negative verb. So this is how you're feeling if you're feeling negative. Something you might do is frown. And then a negative verb you should never do. I chose give up. Something we should never do. And then a fun or funny noun. I chose purple balloons. Another fun or funny noun. Make sure to pause me, guys. I'm moving pretty quick. A spinny top. Oh, we need plural. What does plural mean, first grade? That's right. It means more than one. Spinny tops. And then lastly, I need another adjective. Victorious. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, if you want to see my answers in context and get a laugh with me, then continue watching. If you want to fill in your own paper and then watch me in order to not ruin the surprise, then you should pause me now and come back to me when you're done. Okay, so for those of you that stayed or you've just come back, let's fill in Mrs. Smith's answers into the context. All right, my name is Samantha Smith, and I've known you for 153 and a half years. I am so dazzled that you finally graduated from Itchy St. Dominic School. I like that one. After 143 years of indoor soccer, I telegraphed all the way from, do you remember where? Jupiter, to celebrate with you today. My only advice is to make time to read spelunking books. And always guffaw when you frown, and never give up. I wanted to add an exclamation point there. I wish you lots of purple balloons and spinny tops on this next step of your journey. Congratulations on your victorious graduation. All right, I can't wait to see yours, and I can't wait to hand them off. And what I'm figuring here, guys, is that I'll probably write the one of the 8th graders' name on each form. Now, I know we have 34 kids. They might have more, but we'll make it work. I'll take care of that. I appreciate all of your efforts, and I hope you enjoy this very silly yet important assignment. Happy Faith Families Day!